Saint Vincent de Paul, priest, founder of the Congregation of the Mission and the Daughters of Charity, patron of all the associations of charity, was born in 1576 near Dax, south of Bordeaux, of a poor family which survived by means of their labor. It seemed that mercy was born with him. When sent by his father to the mill to procure flour, if he met a poor man coming home, he would open the sack and give him handfuls of flour when he had nothing else. His charity embraced the poor, the young and the aged, the provinces desolated by civil war, Christians enslaved by the infidels. The poor man, ignorant and degraded, was to him the image of him who became as a leper and no man. "Turn the medal," he said, "and you will see Jesus Christ." He went through the streets of Paris at night, seeking the infants and children left there to die, 300 or 400 every year. Saint Wenceslaus, Duke of Boemia, Martyr, was the son of a Christian Duke of Bohemia, but his mother was a harsh and cruel pagan. His holy grandmother, Ludmilla, seeing the danger to the future king, asked to bring him up. Wenceslaus was educated by her good offices in the true faith, and under her tutelage acquired an exceptional devotion to the Blessed Sacrament. In the service of God, Saint Wenceslaus was constant, planting with his own hands the wheat and pressing the grapes for Holy Mass, at which he never failed to assist each day. He provided for the poor and himself took what they needed to them at night to spare them the shame they might incur if their poverty became public knowledge. He desired to introduce the Benedictine order into his kingdom, but was struck down by a violent death before he could do so and himself enter a monastery, as he wished to do. Saints Lorenzo, Ruiz and companions, martyrs, was born in Manila of a Chinese father and a Filipino mother, both Christians. Thus he learned Chinese and Tagalog from them, and Spanish from the Dominicans whom he served as altar boy and sacristan. Lorenzo's life took an abrupt turn when he was accused of murder. Lorenzo could have gone on to Formosa, but, he reported, "I decided to stay with the fathers because the Spaniards would hang me there." They were subjected to an unspeakable kind of torture. After huge quantities of water were forced down their throats, they were made to lie down. Long boards were placed on their stomachs and guards then stepped on the ends of the boards, forcing the water to spurt violently from mouth, nose and ears. The 5 were put to death by being hanged upside down in pits. Saint Eustachius, Virgin, daughter of Saint Paula, is the third of the 4 daughters of Saint Paula of Rome. She consecrated herself to a life of virginity and was trained in the austere life by her widowed mother and Saint Marcella. Upon Paula's death, Eustachius took charge of the monastery, and put it under the rule of Saint Pachomius. She also collaborated with Jerome on his scriptural translations and commentaries. In 416 the monastery was attacked and severely damaged by a Pelagian mob following a condemnation of their beliefs by a church council in nearby Diospolis, Lydda. But, apparently the complex was restored by 419, when Eustachius is known to have died and been buried there. Nicola of Forca, Palena, Jerolamin, was born in a modest house in Forca, in Chieri on 10 September 1349 to devout and modest parents. He became a professed member of the Third Order of St. Francis and became noted for penitential acts and those austere methods that defined his life. He undertook a pilgrimage to Rome, where he visited the tombs of each of the apostles and there felt a call to lead a more austere mode of life. He decided to join several companions to live the life of solitude that the group craved, and so he decided to retire to a hermitage. He moved to one such place in Rome and later moved to another one in Naples before returning to Rome once more in 1419. Nicola died on the 1st of October 1449 and his remains were interred in the church that he himself established. Saint Jerome, priest and doctor of the Church, born in Dalmatia in 329, was sent to school in Rome. His boyhood was not free from faults. His thirst for knowledge was excessive, and his love of books a passion. He had studied under the best masters, visited foreign cities, and devoted himself to the pursuit of learning. Christ had need of his strong will and active intellect for the service of his church. He told him in a supernatural experience he never forgot that he was not a Christian, but a Ciceronian. "Your heart is where your treasure is," said the Lord to him. That is in the eloquent writings of antique times. Saint Jerome obeyed the divine call, making a vow never again to read profane works, and another of celibacy. Saint Francis Borgia succeeded his father as Duke of Gandia, but when his wife died 3 years later he decided to become a Jesuit. He provided for his children and joined the society in 1550. While he preferred a quiet life of solitude, the Jesuits felt differently and promoted him so that he could use his great administrative talents for the Church. His consolidation of the society and expansion of its ministry has caused him to be recognized as the second founder of the order. He established disciplined novitiates in every Jesuit province, writing regulations and books of spiritual instruction for them. Between 1566 and 1572 he launched the Jesuit mission to Spanish colonies in Florida, Mexico, and Peru. He maintained contact with the missionaries by letter, advising them about their own spiritual lives and counseling them on strategy. Saint Therese of Lisieux, also known as Saint Therese of the Child of Jesus or even the Little Flower of Jesus. Both her parents before marriage wanted to enter religious life, but both were refused. She was only 11 when she had wished to embrace the contemplative life with the Carmelites, but was refused. At the age of 14 she asked Pope Leo XIII to allow her to join the Carmelites. Upon joining the Carmelites she lived a very ordinary religious life, but with a determination to be a saint. However, 6 years as a Carmelite made her realize how small and insignificant she felt. She saw the limitations of all her efforts in her quest for sanctity, and in order to attain holiness and to express her love of God, she believed that it was not necessary to accomplish heroic acts or great deeds. The little way of Therese is the foundation of her spirituality.
We love it that you have spent your time listening to this video until the end. Would you like to share your experience of God's love? Come and join us at www.mustardseedscommunity.com/join-us. Till then, may God's blessing always be with you.